Tada, you can actually land on flying bases. No, you cannot. Not at all. Page 80 states that you can pass under the flyer. So, for example, this flyer, little bumblebee flyer, I'm gonna finish painting this guy. So, he has a base. Look how big his base is. Look how big his wings are. Now, normally, you can't move, you know, through vehicles, but it's a flyer. So it says you can pass underneath it. So a little man can go do, but even though there's a wing right here, we can go fine. It's great. But you still have a base. You cannot pass within 1 inch of enemy flyer model. So you can run under an enemy flyer model too, but you can't pass within 1 inch of his base. And with same with friendly models, you can walk up to it, but you can't pass on its base because his base is there. So you can walk right up to it, base contact, run around it, whatever you want, but you can't pass through his base. That's it. Same thing with like falling back, assaulting, whatever. The base is still there. It's kind of silly. But if you put a flyer right in front of an enemy model unit, and then you want to assault, you actually have to go around that base because it's a friendly model base. And so I hope that cleared up that confusion. I bumped the camera. Okay. So no, you cannot land on flying bases. Black Star. The knob should have been instant killed because the boom gun is strength 8 and he is toughness 4. I cannot remember when that happened, but if that's the case, then yes, you are correct. Oh, unless that was a mega knob when I hit him with the boom guns, if he failed some saves. Oh yeah. Interesting. Okie dokie. Punished one. Explosions are now strength 4 against passengers, even if the transport is open-topped. Yes, on page 80 it says that, well, it more or less, in 5th edition it gave an exemption clause for open-top, that you got hit less strong, that is omitted in this point. And so if there's no exception to the rule stands, which is strength 4 hit from everything. But we forgot about that. We didn't realize that it changed. Again, one of those silly assumptions that you're like, oh, it's probably the same. Why would it have changed? There's no reason. You just need to look and find out. Got to question everything. But yes, you are correct. Rated Lex. Dan, the neighbors must hate you. But why? Everyone loves me. Unless, except you in the back. You don't love me. I don't appreciate that. But everyone else loves me, so it's okay. And you'll love me eventually. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Epic Penguin 1, 2, 3. Now you can always regroup rolling double ones if you are below 25%. So you can. Pretty cool, actually. Even though you just have a couple guys left. So that small chance, might as well make it. And if it's troop choice, like, you can cause them crazy, crazy things. I was gonna say you could run amok, but you could cause amok. That doesn't make any sense. Marshall Gotan. The guy working the camera must work for Michael Bay. We were getting tired. It was a long game. But yes, it was pretty shaky at the end. When I was editing, I was like, oh dear. Black Star. You can take armor saves against dangerous terrain. So you can. Yeah, totally forgot about that too. And in my first game against John with Chaos. But now I know, and now I will. If I remember. Tristan Good. When the Ludowagon did its move for Don't Press That, shouldn't you have made 2 terrain tests for moving out of difficult terrain when entering the crater at the end of the move? You might have rolled this off camera. No, that's one thing I didn't realize as well, is that now, when there's multiple terrain, you actually, well, it's dangerous terrain. You test for dangerous terrain for each terrain that you hit. And difficult terrain tests are dangerous terrain tests for, like, say, bikes, vehicles, all that kind of stuff. Although, no, you only roll difficult terrain once, and you roll for dangerous terrain every time. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Yep, I was right. So they treat, yeah, like what I said before. They treat dangerous terrain as difficult. No, they treat difficult as dangerous. And so you test for every dangerous that you enter and leave, and they're just going to mobilize if they fail. So yes, I should have done that. Thank you for bringing that up. I did not do that off camera, but I'm pretty sure I moved. That was the battle wagon I wasn't supposed to be moving. Master of Dimmick. Shouldn't the Death Copter have a 5+ save for Jink? We already covered this, but yes. Before it didn't, but now it does. Should have. Yes, yes, yes. Bobble, or 13 Obble. Best 6th edition battle rate I've seen. Aw, thank you. P.S. I don't know if you guys did it off camera, but you're supposed to do Overwatch before you roll for charge range. So even if you fail to charge the opponent, you can still Overwatch. Yes, I think we were like, okay, we're charging, and then you like roll because you're excited because you're charging, even though, but we like rolled and we kept the roll off the side, but then we're like, okay, I'm doing Overwatch, which would not affect that roll at all. And so, yes, you're supposed to do it before, but a lot of times we did it after just because we didn't remember until that point. I think it's just something that'll evolve, but it didn't affect the gameplay at all. If you're both, you know, friendly, well-mannered gentlemen, it should always run that way anyways, even if you make the mistakes. Waples. Darn orcs. If they're only stopped fighting each other, they could rule the galaxy. Actually, there's a new rule in 6th edition, page 433. Orcs have to fight each other. That's just the rule. So go look it up. King Baby. Did I miss it? Did anyone even try to take a pot shot at one of the flyers? I think he did a few times with his like combi rockets from his Mega Knobs, or he took a few pot shots. They all missed. No, there was the Twin Link Death Copter, the rockets. He was shooting at the one flyer. He just kept on missing. Oh well. It was just sad because he's Twin Link. It was like 6 reroll, nothing. I think it was 2 turns in a row actually. My flyers are impenetrable, invulnerable, impervious to harm. Have any of them got shot down yet? I don't think so. No. Yeah. That's great. No. Well, in 6th edition. In 6th edition. Flyers. There used to be skimmers and they've got shot down and killed before. But now that they're flyers, no. They're fresh. They have played perfect games. Shmabadu. Actually, Dan, you weren't tied otherwise, as since you killed his Death Copter in turn 1 after seizing initiative, you got a point for first blood. I forgot about that. Oh yeah. So with the new rules, I mean, you get points for first blood, points for being another person's deployment area at the end of the game with a scoring unit. You get points for killing their warlord, and I did remember that, because his warlord was alive, and I wasn't going to kill him. But my warlord was dead, so he was one ahead there. But then I got first blood, so we were equal. We both had scoring units in each other's deployment zone, so then we're equal. And so what I was meaning to say is that if he got his troops back to the objective, at that point, if he killed the weird boy as well, then it would be a tie game. Or maybe I didn't mean that. Maybe if he just sat there. No, I did think it was a tie game. That's why I brought my weird boy over, to try to shoot him down and draw him off the objective. Which ended up working. Even though I sacrificed my weird boy. More stuff to remember, more stuff to know, but yes, you are correct. Good job. Lunaria. Lunaria, I think that's actually how it's pronounced. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't touch that. Rolls also affect immobilized vehicles. If they fail, they can't shoot and they won't move, as they count have been moved at top speed as far as possible. In immobilized vehicles, that counts as 0 inches. You are absolutely correct that that's how I usually play, but I forgot it was immobilized, so when I moved it, it shouldn't have been able to move, and it still obviously wouldn't have been able to shoot. But yeah. We all make mistakes. Thank you all for commenting. Thanks all for those who actually reference page numbers in their rules corrections. Lots to learn, I'll have to take home and read. But a lot of those rules that I read to you, I recently just reassured myself in the rule book, and some of them I didn't even get it to like the third read through on the specific, just like reading rules for specific stuff, like for transports. It was the fourth time I read through the transports area because I usually like skim read, which is maybe a flaw of mine, but I didn't know that they moved 6 and disembarked 6. I mean, now I've known for a while now, but during the battle report I didn't know, obviously. And so there's just little things here and there. Keep rereading and rereading and rereading the rule book, even if you think you got it down pat, because there's always new little things to pick up, and not the rules lawyer, but to more accurately play the game and try to see if there's any resemblance of balance. So, thanks for watching, happy wargaming, and